Okay, at ZeedaM Astrology, you know that I do things differently in regard to the transit of the analysis of the grahas or the planets, and I do things differently because of the movement of the planets, where they move either monthly or annually, or like Saturn every 2.5 years. And one of the reasons is that I don't want to give you a routine or boring or just say the same thing over and over again. And I have utilized the union of tarot and Vedic astrology as a method for my analysis in Patra Kundali reading and analysis at ZeedaM Astrology. And this is just a visual for you to understand a little bit of what I'm doing. This is a Kundali or birth chart taken of somebody who's born on May 17th, 1945, and this is their natal chart. And the natal chart shows the ascendant in Leo with Jupiter. So the ascendant in Leo immediately denotes that Leo becomes the first bhava, the first house, the house about you and yourself. Then we have Ketu here in Sagittarius, which is the 5th house. Then we go to Venus and Mars in Jupiter, Mercury in Aries, Sun in Taurus, Rahu and Saturn in Gemini, Moon in Cancer. So you go clockwise in this chart, and this is your natal chart. This is a chart that you cannot change because this is your date and time of birth, predestined for you. This is your fate, this is your lineage, this is your bloodline, this is your ancestor, and with it comes karma from the past life, deeds that were left undone, and it presents itself here for you as your soul's mission. What is it you came on this earth to do on May 17th, 1945? So this is your natal chart, right? And if I don't have your natal chart, then I don't know where your ascendant is, what is your first house, and where the planets are posited for you. And then we come to the transit of the grahas, which is what I do for you on this bi-weekly basis. And this transit, these grahas placement are just arbitrary, you know, it's just to give you a visual. And let's just say that this transit grahas on the day that I'm doing this video on the 17th, that the transit of the grahas reads as how these are. We find Mars in Virgo, Mars is in Virgo, Venus is in Libra, Sun is in Sagittarius, and so forth, so on, so that you see the difference to the natal placement. And when we do transits, transit comes secondary to your dasha. And for the Vedic persons who are aware of what that is, it's just a cycle of life for others. It's a cycle of life that tells you this is the planet or graha that is the main person for you in this period of life, and each graha has a different timeline, so that if I don't even know your Mahadasha, then it makes it even more difficult for me to target you specifically or personally for the transit. This is why I don't do daily horoscopes, and this is why the transit of the grahas in my videos are just generic. It's general. It tells you what the planet is going to give out for that period on that sign. It doesn't speak about the houses. You know, this might be the potential energy for this planet based on its aspects or its placement in the zodiac. It has nothing to do with the bhavas or you specifically, because I don't have your natal chart. So that your natal chart is the foundation for you. You know, it is the foundation that we as astrologers must have for these readings to be targeted to you. So if something resonates in these transits for you and you want to know further about you specifically, then you need to request a chart from ZeedaM Astrology for us to give you that analysis specific to you. So this is the natal and transit, and then I deal with, well, this is just another visual of the zodiac signs, and I put this up here because then I deal with the Dharma Trikona in my tarot readings. And the Dharma Trikona really deals with the fire, earth, air and water trines, and the Dharma Trikona is your 1st, 5th and ninth house. So in this chart here that we are seeing, in this chart we have the ascendant here in Leo. So Leo becomes your first house. Leo being your first house, it would mean Sagittarius is your fifth house, Aries is your ninth house. So this is the Dharma Trikona for the fire trine when Leo is your first house. If Aries was your first house, then Aries will be 1, Leo will be 5, and Sagittarius will be 9. Now with Dharma Trikona, I use the Dharma Trikona because Dharma Trikona is the spiritual angle of your the aspects of your soul. You know, your first house is your soul's mission. The fifth house is the accumulated merit from past lives, whether it's good or bad, and that's Punya Purva, as we say in Vedic astrology. And the ninth house is the manifestation of past karma, so that you have those things coming forth in this life for you. And the tradition holds that your dharma is the primary aim of your human life, in this janam. Since your Dharma Trikona gives you the foundation which you develop wisdom and your discretion to pursue the other 3 Trikonas that we find in Vedic astrology. And those Trikonas are the Artha Trikona, the Kama Trikona, and the Moksha Trikona. And the houses here, the Artha Trikona starts with house number 2, then it goes to 6 and 10. Kama starts with 3 and Moksha starts with 4, and it's all 159 apart, but starts at these houses. So your Artha Trikona here for this Kundali that is up here, the second house here is Virgo. So Virgo is going to be your second house, and then the 6th house and the 10th house will create that Artha Trikona, which is wealth, Kama Trikona, which is happiness, and Moksha Trikona, which is liberation. But I don't deal with those specifically in my tarot reading, because I focus on the Dharma Trikona because that's your foundation, and it's the primary aim of the Purusha Shata, or the zodiac signs in Hindi religion. And then, you know, as we look at the tarot deck, we see wands, pentacles, swords, and cups, and these relate to fire, earth, air, and water. So that we have the fire, earth, air, and water in the tarot deck. We have the fire, earth, air, and water trines in the Dharma Trikona and in the 3 other Trikonas that I showed you. But this is where it comes together. This is the commonality. This is where I feel comfortable in using it. And wands is aligned to clubs. Pentacles and earth is aligned to diamonds. Sword is aligned to spades. And cups is aligned to hearts in the normal plain deck. And as I said, this is fire, earth, air, and water, and this is the source code of astrology. So that the source code of astrology is also found in the tarot deck. And when we use the source code of astrology as a blueprint of our soul, we become architects of our destiny. And remember, destiny can be changed when we use courage, willpower, compassion, choice. Fate we cannot change, because fate is our natal placement of the chart. We cannot change our birth date, we cannot change our birth time, we cannot change where we were born on this date and time. But we can change destiny through our actions and choices. And therefore we become the architects of our destiny by using this blueprint of fire, earth, air, and water of our soul. So this is, you know, the timeline that I'm giving you. This is the little explanation. And as ZeedaM Astrology is doing things differently, I feel it is incumbent upon me to give you an explanation for you to understand what I do, why I do it, and how I do it. So that I hope this resonates with you. I hope you understand what I mean when I say what I said here, and that my communication was clear. If you should have a question on anything, I am always open to discussion and learning. I have a wealth of knowledge that I have researched, but there is always more to learn. So feel free to send me a line, to comment on my blog, to comment on my channel, and share, sign up and subscribe. I have left this slide up in my videos mainly for my new subscribers or persons who are not aware of some terminology that we use in Vedic astrology, and how we divide the sky into the signs, the rasis, the nakshatras, the stars and the padas. You know, it may not be terms that you are aware of or that you have used on a day-to-day basis, and this is just giving you a heads up and to give you an understanding of what we mean, or what I mean as ZeedaM Astrology, when I talk about the nakshatras and the padas and the placement of these nakshatras and stars and what it means for your Kundali. So join me on this journey and request your report or your Kundali so that you can understand what the stars and the universe have in store for you. This is ZeedaM Astrology, thanking you for watching, thanking you for joining me. I have updated my contact at ZeedaMastrology@gmail.com. I ask that you share, subscribe, sign up, leave your comments so that I can learn, that I can grow, that I can develop with you. Sign up at ZeedaMastrology.com for your report.